much chicken? All I want is one egg. One egg. Is that too much to ask? One egg. Well, that is certainly not enough to feed my poor husband and me. If only chicken used like 2 eggs a day, and oh, how happy I would be. Good thing. What do you want?
The farmer called in. Who is it, dear?
Some wet stranger. Please take pity on the poor stranger. I mean traveler. The we're poor too, and we take pity on no one. What happened?
The boy said I haven't had anything to eat since yesterday morning.
Well, if you're so hungry, why don't you cook your What makes her so special? Looks like an ordinary goose to me. Does she do any tricks? No, I know. But all animals are special. We should take good care of them, and they will take good care of us. Rubbish and hogwash. Well, I was down by the river when I saw this woman in a golden gown tossing and turning in the river. Oh my! And you might think me foolish. The woman had wings. Foolish indeed. Fascinating. It was my goose who pulled the woman to shore. I mean, so I dived in to save her, but the tides were too strong. It washed up all my worldly possessions and almost swallowed up me too. Oh my!
The boy explained that it was his goose who pulled the woman to shore. It sounded to the farmer and his wife like a special goose indeed.
Honk!
But he said, when the woman was free from the water, she disappeared before their very eyes.
How extraordinary! How ungrateful! She didn't even give you a gift for saving her life? All I need is food and warm clothes. Don't worry, lad. We'll help you. You help us, we help you. That's how this world works.
She asked the boy, what can you give us to repay us for our kindness?
I lost everything in the river. Well, goodbye then. But my goose survived, because she was a much better swimmer than my suitcase and my sandals. You're a chicken farm, not a goose farm, but I suppose... No, I wasn't saying I was hurt. So it's decided. You give us your goose and we give you food and warm clothes. But... Here... And it's my final offer, so take it or leave it. I can buy her back one day? Yes, we'd much rather have money than hard to look goose. Honk! So, sorry, Miss Girl. I'll see you soon. Honk! 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 Come with me, lad. We'll get you all fixed up. Well, hello. Hello yourself. I guess you're one of us now. Sure don't look like one of us. Is it really true you pulled a winged woman out of the river all by yourselves? Yes, but ever since then I've had a terrible tummy ache. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, and it's getting worse and worse. Ow, 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 ow. What's happening to her? I lay eggs all the time. It's farless drama. Ah, that's bad. All that fuss for one little egg? Ah! What's wrong with my egg? It's so cold. It's so heavy. It's such a strange color. It's the ugliest egg I've ever seen.
Scramble the chicken knew that the old woman would be mad when she saw the strange-looking egg.
It's too hard for her to crack open for breakfast. What? No egg for me again? Shame on you. I've never tasted a goose egg before, but when you're hungry and hopeless, I suppose... What's this? It couldn't be. No. It's... George! 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 Dear, are you alright? Look Goose.
Oh.
How can this be? I don't know, and I don't care. We're rich. Finally, we can stop worrying. Just think about the things we could buy: palaces, ponies, shoes. Shoes. Yes, we can go to the shoes, and our feet won't be so cold and sore all the time. What a good idea! All but once. I'll come too. No. You have to stay here and guard and go to Goose. Make sure that no one steals her. Oh, Goose, you glorious Goose. I'm gonna name you Golda. Honk.
She told him that she would pay with golden eggs, and he laughed uproariously. There's no such thing, he said. But when she produced her egg, he knew that she told no lie. He offered her the shoes, but no other pair. He was a crafty merchant, after all. And greatly satisfied, Gretchen tried them on. They sparkled in the sunlight, and she went home to show her husband. And so Gretchen, the farmer's wife, entered once again, fresh from the marketplace.
Gretchen, to you back. I can't wait to try on my shoes. After all these years, I can finally say I own my very own pair of shoes. Dad wasn't enough to give me 2 pairs of shoes, George. They only got 1 for me. But look how beautiful they are. They're extravagant. I know they are. The minute I saw them, I knew that if they were mine, I would never be unhappy again. Well, dear, they mean that much to you. Don't worry. I'll get you a pair of shoes with tomorrow's gold egg. Now, Gretchen, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Chicken, tomorrow the goose may not lay a golden egg. Don't see such a terrible thing. Of course she will. Goose will lay an egg every day, maybe even 2. And we'll buy everything we've ever dreamed of.
And so they went off to follow the chores of the day.
Oh, finally! I made a name. I made an egg with this long, dry spell. Thank Now that's what the proper egg is supposed to look like.
Scrambled the chicken knew that the old woman would finally appreciate her, and she couldn't wait to show her her brand new egg. And who should enter once more with a large bowl of food?
Good morning, my glorious Goldie Goose. Do you have another one of your extra special eggs for me? Honk. Oh, thank you, Goldie. You are amazing. Honk. And here's some special food. I want you to be healthy and strong, Goldie, so you can lay lots and lots of gold eggs. Honk. Bye, Goldie. Honk. Wait, my egg. She didn't take my egg. Wow, Gretchen's so nice and thoughtful. She didn't even look at us. Or feed us. I'd be happy to share mine. We don't want your special food. I do. There's plenty for everyone. Just because Gretchen likes my eggs better than your eggs doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Meanwhile, at the marketplace once more, the poor lad Wendell, who had sold his goose, came through the marketplace looking for work. He strolled up to the first man he saw, the shoe vendor, who was not a kind fellow by any stretch. Wendell explained his predicament, the goose, the drowning woman, but the merchant would hear none of it and sent him away. Wendell walked on quite dispirited. Meanwhile, Gretchen returned with a bad case of shopping fever. She wanted more shoes at first, but then her eyes were drawn by a lovely purse. It sparkled like gold. She thought of her husband's cold, sore feet. But it was a really nice purse. She wanted to buy both, but as we all know, you can't split a gold egg. She bought the purse, much to the shoe vendor's dismay. And she left, eyeing the hat stand as she went.
What's that awful smell? That is rotten eggs. She didn't. She hasn't.
And the farmer's wife entered once more to see her glorious goose.
Good morning, Golda. Here, I brought you the blanket off my bed so that you have a nice, comfortable place to lay magical eggs. Here, try it out, my goose. And here's some more special food. Eat it all up, every last bite. Maybe if you eat twice as much, you can lay twice as many gold eggs. Oh, Golda, you're amazing.
The chickens were still hungry, of course.
And I forgot about you, you useless chickens. Here. Can you share your special food with me, Golda? I'm sorry, but Grandpa said I should eat every last bit. I wish a woman with wings could come and put a spell on me to make the old woman think that I'm special.
Again we come to the marketplace, where the merchants are meeting for a bit of good gossip. Who is this strange woman, they say? She pays for measly little shoes and purses with solid gold eggs. She doesn't sound very smart. And who should arrive but the lady herself, flush with glittering gold. The merchants gave their best pitches, looking to secure a golden egg for themselves. The umbrella vendor twirled her umbrella. The hat seller showed off her very finest hats. Gretchen was overwhelmed. For the first time in her life, she felt just like a princess. Maybe Cinderella. Before she left, a glorious-looking red hat caught her eyes. She couldn't say no to it. She hurried on home to show her husband once more.
What's that awful smell? Rotten eggs. She hasn't collected our eggs in days. It's all your fault. We had a swell life before you came. I can't help it if I have a special gift, and I can't help it if I'm Gretchen's favorite. If the woman came back, we could all be her favorite. That's not how it works, bird brain. There can only be one favorite, and it's me. You silly goose. The old woman doesn't care about you. She cares about your gold eggs.
And Scrambled said if you stopped laying eggs, she'd stop giving you special treats.
She doesn't care about anyone but herself. That's not true. Gretchen loves me. I'm the best thing that has ever happened to her.
And then Benedict had a wicked idea.
How quickly Well, he didn't give me special food and a special bench like Gretchen did.
And in came Gretchen herself.
Good morning, Golda. Where's the egg? Where's the egg? No, this can't be happening. George! You're all right. The egg is gone. What? The egg is gone.
The farmer delivered another one of his famous sayings.
Now, Gretchen, you get your feathers in a ruffle, dear. Birds don't lay eggs every day. You know, tomorrow I'm sure. I can't wait until tomorrow.
And then one of the chickens found the stolen egg.
Honk, 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 honk. Honk. Oh, here it is. Give me my egg, George. Our egg. Give me my egg, George. I want to go to the marketplace. No, Gretchen, I've been thinking. Maybe we should think of what we need most. Maybe we should save up on the eggs and fix up the farm and buy some more chickens. Chickens? What good are chickens if they don't lay gold eggs? All I'm saying is that... Give me my gold egg rolls!
And she turned to Golden with a scornful look in her eyes.
And don't you scare me like that, you ugly, smelly goose. Aww. Told you so.
Today at the market, Gretchen the Greedy was drawn to the tailor's booth. As the tailor had ignored her up until now, Gretchen wanted a dress. But the tailor said that it was reserved for the fabulous Duchess Drusilla. Little did Gretchen know that the Duchess did not exist. They argued and they haggled. And the tailor, who was a bit greedy herself, would settle for nothing less than 7 gold eggs for the dress. Gretchen's jaw dropped. She was aghast. She could not wait a week. But the tailor was firm. 7 golden eggs it was. Gretchen stomped home in quite a huff. The farmer's wife came forward again, struggling with her new shoes.
Stupid shoes.
And she saw that Golda had only laid 1 golden egg.
Oh, if only, Goose, you could lay 2 eggs a day. 3 would be better. 4 and I'd be happy.
She decided then and there that she didn't deserve the nice things she had given her.
You don't deserve all these nice things. Aww.
And then, again, the poor boy entered.
Good evening. What do you want? I've come to buy that honey. Go away, she's not for sale. Who's there, dear? No one. But you said that I could fire back.
Gretchen was angry. She said, "Get out of here or you'll be sorry, boy." He explained that he'd worked hard and saved every last penny.
Good for you, lad.
And so he asked, very nicely, "May I have my goose back, please?"
No, she's not for sale.
He pleaded with the farmer's wife. "I've missed her so much. She's special to me. Just like I'm sure all your chickens are special to you."
Why do you want that goose so badly? Because she's special to me. And so much.
Well, my dear.
Oh, my dear, you did make a promise to him that...
I'm not selling that goose.
I'm not selling that goose. Not now, not ever. So you said... You see, son, it turns out your goose is worth more than the Shut up, shut up. There's nothing out of the ordinary about that goose.
I can have more money.
I can earn more money. I'll go to the bill.
Don't ever come back.
Don't ever come back.
Gretchen came forward again with a nasty idea. Perhaps she thought, if we squeeze the goose, the eggs will come out faster.
I don't think that will work here. Well, I want that dress, and I want it now. Do you really need that expensive dress? All my expensive accessories look silly when I'm still wearing rags. You look fine just the way you are. You always have.
The farmer reminded his wife, "Be patient. The goose is worth more than its weight in gold."
George, that's it! I say we should cut the goose open. It's full of gold inside. Maybe. But you made a promise to that poor boy that you would take care of her. Promises? Who cares about promises? I want that dress and I want it now.
The farmer's wife ran off to look for her knife.
Hurry.
So what happened?
So what's going to happen if she cuts you in half? Is she going to find a lot of gold? No. My insides are like a regular old goose's insides, and my insides want to stay inside my body. We got to go that out of here.
Before there's foul play.
Before there's foul play.
Oh, please.
Please, that crazy old woman will be back any minute with her knife. She left the door open. Run! I wish I didn't like golden eggs anymore.
It was the winged woman from the river. She was real after all. She asked the goose, "What has happened, my goose friend?"
That crazy old woman wants to cut me open and get the gold inside of me.
She reminded her, "You're not made of gold inside."
I know that. You know that, but she doesn't know that.
And so the fairy said, "When I put this spell on you, I meant it as a gift." And Golda said, "There is no greater gift than being allowed to be yourself." And the fairy asked, "Do you want me to turn you back into an ordinary goose?"
Being ordinary sounds extraordinary.
And with a wave of her wand,
Ah, thank you. My tummy ache is gone.
and so the other chickens decided it was time they left. But first, Benedict had a question for the fairy.
Could you make me put a spell on me so I could lay golden eggs? Haven't you learned anything?
The golden fairy had another idea. With a wave of her wand again, she brought forward the boy who had owned the goose.
Where am I?
The fairy reminded the young man to be calm. He recognized her.
The woman from the river. I knew I saw wings.
The fairy said to the boy, "Take back your goose and give the chickens who live on the farm a good home. I am certain that you will treat them with kindness." Wendell was so happy to see his goose again. The fairy said goodbye and made her exit. And so Wendell and his goose left to seek their fortunes, and the spell on Gretchen was broken.
Where's the goose? George! What's wrong? The goose is gone. What? And so are the chickens. What? The goose and the chickens are gone. We've got to find that goose. I'm nothing without that goose's gold.
In the distance,
What?
George heard footsteps.
What's that?
They looked over the edge of the horizon and realized coming down the path were the merchants from the marketplace.
And they said, "What kind of curse?
What kind of curse did you put on us?
You witch?"
Which? What are you talking about?
Our
They-
gold eggs.
Our gold eggs turned into rotten eggs.
We want our stuff back.
We want our stuff back. Please, no!
And so the farmer's wife stood up in a state of despair. She knew that without all of her things, she could never be happy again. But then on the ground she noticed.
Look, money. Maybe if I buy something, it'll cheer me up.
The end.